yeah, so it's mainly women.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think men don't go to these things? Or yeah.
I actually made a reel about this.
Did you?
I made a video about this.
Did you?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What nightclubs are to men is what single events are to women.
Explain.
I'm just going to say it very plainly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a guy going to a nightclub, one, you're going to have to pay to go in, right? Women go in free a lot of the time because the clubs are looking for women because they bring the guys, right? So the clubs invite women because it brings the guys. So one, you're going to have to pay more than a woman to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Two, realistically, to get any kind of attention or, you know, to get any kind of attention or succeed with a girl, you kind of have to be in the top 5% of guys in the club, either in terms of looks, in terms of status, or in terms of money.
Table.
Right? Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever, this is the thing that people say, girls just go up for free drinks on tables or look for guys with the tables. I don't even think like that doesn't
that's
even,
the thing.
But that doesn't even go into my head that someone's got a table that they must have like money or whatever.
I get you, but that's definitely a thing for sure.
Yeah.
And three, 9 times out of 10, the kind of girls who are regulars at nightclubs generally aren't the kind of girls that you're wanting to choose for a wife anyway. Right? They don't have certain qualities that you're looking for long term.
Like why?
Well, because like, for example, most guys aren't looking to choose a girl who like is always in the party scene, getting drunk and doing God knows what, which is what happens at nightclubs. Right? So that's not every girl, obviously, because sometimes you go out with your friends. But generally speaking, the kind of girl guys associate a party girl with not like short term, not long term. Right? And I would say girls do the same with like guys. A party boy is short term, not long term. Do you know what I mean? So that's what nightclubs are to men. What speed dating events are to women is, well, you're probably going to have to pay more than the guys because they always need guys there, right? Because there generally are so few guys there, 9 times out of 10, for you to find a guy to match or to get his attention, you probably have to be like in the top 10, 15% of women there. And the third thing is the kind of guy who frequents a lot of singles events probably isn't the kind of guy that you actually is your top choice. Because the kind of guy who's your top choice doesn't need to go to singles events.
But they'll be on dating apps.
Even then, very seldomly. They might be on dating apps, but very seldomly. Because there are already environments where, if we're talking about a guy who's successful, confident, 9 out of 10, like, you know, I say this to guys, the kind of girl that you say that you want, she's probably not going to be at the club. She's probably working on her business. She's probably reading a book at home. She's probably training.
Then how do you meet her?
Well, it's different. It might be like a members clubs. It might be like running clubs. It might be training sessions somewhere. You might meet her at a retreat or whatever it is. There are different other social events than just a bar or club.
But again, it means that guy has to have the confidence to approach a girl.
Not necessarily, but yeah. I mean, you might meet her at work. You might end up working with her. So for women, like the kind of guy who what I hear, the kind of guy that a lot of women say that they want, this successful, driven, ambitious guy, he's probably not going to be at singles events because he's going to spend that evening working on his business. He's going to spend that evening training. He's going to be reading. He's going to be, you know.
But why are guys so, but there's the stats is that guys are really lonely.
Yeah. I think more guys struggle for sure. But I'm just saying that, so the reason a lot of guys struggle is because they don't believe they have a chance. So why would they then pay to go to an event? Also as well, I'm just going to be honest, this is the impression, when guys think of like a singles event where he knows there's going to be a lot of women, this is what goes through his head. 1, probably a lot of those women aren't going to like me. 2, probably a lot of those women are going to be quite entitled because they're probably there like wanting a guy to come in and do something for them. And if I'm not in a position where I can do that, and then even just that thought alone. And 3, like if he's a kind of guy who has struggled with women, he doesn't want to pay to go into an event where he's just going to be rejected. Because we see all the time, right? Women who go to singles events, when they're like, and we're going from what we see on social media, they're never giving the guys a glowing review. there was like, there was this guy there and he was a bit of a creature and this guy was a bit stale and this guy couldn't talk to anyone. Like, where are all the great men?
But I think that's specifically like singles events that are just drinks and related.
Sure, but I'm just saying this is the impression that guys have of singles events. Like, because just generally speaking, like I said, the kind of man that most women express that they want, you're probably not going to find him there. You're going to find him at a members club. You're going to find him at Century. You're going to find him at Soho House. You're going to find him, you're going to find him at a networking event. You're going to find him at a launch event or a press event.
But that's the thing. Why it's funny that there's the stigma attached if it's a singles event, whereas that's what people will be going to these networking events or whatever for.
Well, because the thing is, okay, shall I tell you what? This might be some business game. If you want more men to come to singles events, you need to make the singles event, you need to cater it for men. Almost all single events that I know cater for women, and that's why the guys don't go.
How do you cater for men?
That's a good question. One, I would say they should go free. Clubs do that, right?
Yeah.
Guys have to pay, women go free. That's why the women go.
Yeah.
Right? Because they know to go free. And women know they're going to get free drinks because guys are going to buy them drinks. Right? So first thing I would say, singles event.
Flipping the switch.
So I'm saying, you need to like make it go free. Second thing I would say is, okay, what do guys like? What do they enjoy? Right? So maybe you
Football's on.
Could be football. Could be like, maybe you have games.
What kind of games?
Well, you know that Pop the Balloon? You've seen that Pop the Balloon like series that's like going viral right now? Where it's like, girls standing with balloons and a guy comes in and,
I've not seen this.
Have you not?
No.
You should watch it. If you did that.
Pop the balloon, okay.
Yeah, pop the balloon. So it's like, if you had...
Don't tell me you pop the balloon if you fancy someone.
No,
That's the only time you do it.
No, you pop the balloon if you don't.
No, that's savage.
Yeah, but like it's a thing. But
can you imagine if someone just keeps coming over? You got no balloons left.
No, but what I mean is like, for example, and they do this for guys and girls. So what I mean is like, let's say there's 5 guys lined up and a girl walks in and the host asks the woman a question, right? Oh, so like say your age, what you do, where you live and all of this stuff, right? And then she'll say, it's kind of like, what's that TV show?
Is it with all the people stood and then
have you ever, what's that show?
No Likey, No Lighty.
No Likey, No Lighty. It is exactly that. It is exactly that.
Oh my God.
Have that, right? But cater it for guys. Because you already know the girls are going to come.
Do you not think like women are worried about their image and everything anyway? Can you just imagine all of that?
Okay, but No Likey, No Lighty.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same show. But what I'm saying is these are fun games where you're likely to get matches at the end. Right?
Yeah.
That's why people
just
go
a lot of
like
people crying and wanting to kill themselves.
Well, not crying, but I mean, like, here's the thing: like, when you put yourself out there, like, rejection is part of life.
Yeah.
Like, you're not always gonna get what you want. Like, you know me, I'm an actor, right? A lot of people look at my career. Yeah, I've been very fortunate and had success in my career, but I've had way more no's than yeses. But that's life.
That's life. Everyone, yeah.
Even guys who you look at and go, wow, every girl wants him. I guarantee you, he's been rejected by more girls than not. Guaranteed.
Interesting, yeah.
Guaranteed. So if you're saying that you want to find love and find a relationship and build something, but you're not willing to get rejected, you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
Because guys have to get rejected all the time
until he becomes
that kind of guy.
Yeah.
You just have to do it one night a week.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say. If you want guys,
the game, you just have a game where you've got pie. Just put pie in people's face.
But all of that, or like if you have a singles event, like that's what I'm saying. Like you need to. This is where, because women make 80% of the consumer decisions. I don't know if you know this. Women make 80% of the consumer decisions. So even if she's with a man and it's his money, she's still deciding what to buy for the house and all this stuff. So we are so used to catering marketing
towards women.
But for a single event, you need to cater it towards men because that's the demographic that's not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what you need to ask yourself.
That was a pretty phenomenal response.
I'm just telling you.
Good.
I'm just telling you how it is. Like if there was a singles event that was catering it towards men, I would invest.
Yeah. Okay.
I would
Noted.
invest in
We'll be doing that on Eventful.
If anyone's doing that, hit me up.
Eventful, we are. We actually
She's
are.
going to start doing it.
We're doing singles events.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, we'll have a chat.
Yeah, we'll have a chat after. Okay, kind of a bit of a... So, again, my whole thing is making dating enjoyable. And it's interesting to say that we've gone through, even to make it enjoyable, you have to accept rejection.
Yes.
Which is fair. Rejection, going in for the right reasons, reading people. So this is all the stuff we've covered.
Yep.
Last thing is like on the point of knowing if someone likes you. What is your view on playing games?
What do you mean?
Playing games as in like, say you like someone.
Yep.
Do you think in dating you should be doing this whole playing games, waiting X response of time? Do you think there is an element of you should play games to find the right person? Like, do you believe like this whole chase thing?
No. So I don't believe in playing games.
Mm-hmm.
What I believe is reciprocating and looking for reciprocation. So for example, let's say you and I are at the end of a bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle is a relationship,
mm-hmm.
right? So when you're dating someone, I take one step forward, you take one step forward. I take 2 steps forward, you take 2 steps forward.
That's what girls do though. That's what they say women do, is that women will wait for the man to take the lead, and they're typically speaking, they're then showing affection or whatever will be based off of then if they've received that from the guy, they'll give back that much.
So what I would say is this. I understand that, but let's say a guy takes you out,
mm-hmm.
he pays for the day and everything, all of this stuff, and let's say you don't kiss him on the first date. How have you reciprocated the investment that he's made?
As in, so are you saying that because the girl's not going out and paying, then taking them out on a date, that
I'm just asking you, how have you, in that scenario, have you reciprocated the effort that he's made?
I guess it's in different ways though. So like,
sure.
Like you said, like I guess the whole thing of like feminine energy, masculine energy, that's kind of the role society, previously, and I guess still now,
mm-hmm.
the expectation of men.
Mm-hmm.
Then for women, it would be maybe thoughtful, sweet gestures.
So is she going to do a sweet gesture after that first date?
I think so, yeah. I think if you like,
I think most women do though.
I think if you really enjoyed a date, if I really enjoyed a date, that's what I typically do.
What kind of sweet gesture do you do?
So, for example, when I was dating in Bali, like little things. So we were talking about how there was loads of like mosquitoes or whatever. So then on the next day, I had bought him like a mosquito spray thing that was all blue. So I was like, oh, because of that.
That's really sweet.
Yeah. So it's just like
That's
little
great.
things to show that that's kind of like your own little inside jokes or whatever. So women will do that. And then if a guy does something else,
sure.
Yeah.
So most women don't do that. Not after the first date. Not after the first date.
Okay, so you feel like men are investing more date-wise than women do?
In the beginning, 100% men do.
Yeah.
100%. So this is why I would say, okay, so after a date, I would say as a woman, you should message him, be like, hey, thanks for tonight. I had a really nice time.
Yeah.
Right? You're showing genuine interest, right? Looking forward to seeing you.
I think it just comes down to kindness as well. Yeah.
Kindness, yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is, and part of how women show, reciprocates is maybe affection. So when you go on the next date, maybe you're a bit more tactile with him. Maybe you flirt with him a bit more. Maybe you kiss him at the end of the first date, right? That's ways you're reciprocating interest. Because as guys, the masculine, sure, we make the initial investment, but guys are looking for that reciprocation. And it doesn't have to be in the same way. So it doesn't mean like, okay, now you pay for the next date, though you might, right? But this is what I'm saying. So this isn't about, back to your question about game playing. It's not about playing games, but I think looking for reciprocation from the other person. So it's not about you don't invest in someone based on how much you like them. You invest in them based on how much they invest in you. Right? So I said about the bridge. So if, for example, I take 1 step, you take 1 step, I take 2, you take 2. If you take 2 steps and I don't take a step, you don't move. No matter how much you like the guy. Right? Because you've already made you've taken those 2 steps.
You've fallen off the bridge.
Fallen off the bridge. But you've made those 2 steps. Right? And so you're waiting for that reciprocation.
Yeah.
right? And that's the only element that could be perceived as game playing, but it's not game playing. It's just, you know, are you both taking steps together? And if somebody stops taking a step towards the relationship, and this is what happens, right? Especially if a girl has really begun to like a guy, she'll start to take more steps because she's like, I want to get to the middle. I want to get to the relationship. But he's not even taking a step, and you've taken 5
15,
more.
Yeah. I don't know why I picked 15.
15, 5, 50, whatever it is, right? So that's what I would say. So I don't believe in necessarily game playing. I think, you know, like, I don't know, like playing hard to get. I think that's short-term solution, not long-term.
Yeah.
Because when a girl plays hard to get, what a guy's actually ends up chasing is not you, it's your validation. So if you're like, okay, I'm not going to give him any compliments, I'm not going to flirt with him, all of this stuff, I'm just going to let him work for everything. And it's like, well, one, the good quality guy who's looking for reciprocation, he's just going to think you don't like him, so he's going to leave. And then the guys who don't leave, they're just chasing your validation. So then what do you think happens when he gets your validation?
Yeah.
He's going to stop making an effort. He's going to leave. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Super interesting.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And I just feel like, I feel like people just need to be nicer in dating. Like go in with, just like going in to just see someone else as a nice person. I think it's just hard, especially like with dating apps, just constant swiping and stuff. It does just make people feel like they're not really a person.
Yeah. Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing